Like that.
Whoa!
Oh, hang on, Brittany! Brittany's car smokes the tires, gets sideways, crosses the center line, pancaked the left wall, came back across the track, and it has come to a stop down at the far end. The safety safari on the scene. When Terry Haddock smoked the tires, the first thing I thought was no, and moments later, that was the best thing I've seen so far today, because he wasn't there when she came across the racetrack and smacked into the left wall. A crazy ride for Courtney Force in the Monster Energy car. Her mom or dad down on the starting line. The safety safari right there on the scene. And we'll just wait until we get the official word.
There you go.
F's in this lane. 2 4 stars. Hear me? That lane over there.
Courtney smokes the tires. Deal's burning the heads off of it, but Jeff Deal is going to get the win, and Courtney is going to get the wall. Jeff Deal, 493 at 208. Courtney's car blew the tires off of it. She pedaled it and pedaled it and pedaled it and ended up smacking the concrete down there. But Jeff Deal, hey, go down the racetrack and see what happens. And the surfer did exactly that. You can see up on the screen, Courtney out of the car, over up against the wall. She did climb out under her own power.
Beckman's on the left side of your screen, but this year, boom, it's Courtney Force that has the massive explosion on a track record ET run. Hard to believe that a driver can go through this, climb out, be A-OK, but we're glad to report she is, as after this incident, Bruno Massel caught up with her.
Well, as Courtney Force's car gets torn apart back here in the pits, I'm very happy, and we all are, that you walked away from that on your own power with a smile on your face. You went low, Courtney. You did it with a whole lot of pizzazz. Did you feel it starting to go away?
You know, honestly, it was as soon as I had, only one hand on the steering wheel. I was going for my parachutes. Obviously, the run was over. Felt like a great run. As soon as I went for the parachutes to, shut the car down, all there was just a big explosion in my lap. Tried to get the car stopped as soon as I could, but, it was just a burst of flames. And next thing I know, I'm driving a Chevrolet convertible.
Whoa! Courtney gets that thing crossed up and up on 2 wheels and then on the other 2 wheels. Somebody will have to explain to me how she didn't hit that 330 block, but she didn't. There's, whoa, kaboom at the finish line. Courtney Force runs 384, 331, and exploded at the finish line. Jack Beckman goes 387 at 330 miles an hour. But right now, the only concern, the driver of the Advanced Auto Parts Chevrolet. Check her out on the big screen, ladies and gentlemen. She's out of the car. Cylinder out for Jim. Oh, kaboom for John Force. He destroys a Peak Chevrolet. Went over and looked like he may have bounced off the wall. If he didn't, he missed a golden opportunity to do it. The cylinder out for Campbell on the right side, started pushing over, and he shut it off. And John Force, just before the finish line, went kaboom. There you can see what's left of that Peak antifreeze Chevrolet. And John Force, who coasts to a stop down at the top end. Safety Safari right there on the scene already in their Chevy Silverados. That was a big boomer, and it really looked like, Brian, you could see that the car was getting itself in trouble.
The legendary career of NHRA star John Force has literally been forged in fire. Sometimes that fire comes from the headers, and over the course of this video, you'll learn that sometimes that fire comes from within the funny car he's driving. Buckle up and hunker down in the seat as we take a look back at some of John Force's wildest rides in a Nitro funny car. The 1990 season was one where John was on fire more than he wasn't, and it goes back to Brainerd, where a small fire turned into a raging inferno that required a very serious escape.
Let's take a look again on the qualifying run by John Force when the engine let go. Force thought it was all over, and then all of a sudden a ball of fire erupted out from underneath his Oldsmobile. The fire began to come into the cockpit as Force fought the car, burning off speed, trying to get it slowed so he could bring it to a stop. There was one thing on Force's mind, that was getting out of that inferno. The NHRA Safety Safari already was on the scene, pouring water on the Oldsmobile as it was rolling to a stop. Force came out of the emergency hatch and hit the ground hard.
Just a few weeks later, John Force would once again find himself on fire in 1990, this time at the NHRA U.S. Nationals.
This was John Force winning $50,000 in the big budget, but again, a four-wheel volcano. Now, you would think that all of that would get John down. Obviously, don't know the one they call Bruce Force.
To win an Indy in the World Championship. This is the next best thing, and if we won, I took my foot out and she popped, but my job was to keep her off the wall, and I'm real excited about it.
Now you've got a crew with a lot of work ahead of them. The finals of the U.S. Nationals coming tomorrow.
I got a crew with a lot of heart. We got a brand new car. This chassis is fine. I kept her off the fence. I finally did my job for once. I even hit the fire bottles. It was great. Somebody ought to give Coyle oxygen because they ain't as bad as he thinks.
This is one of the most frightening and incredible rides John Force ever took. Yes, the fateful trip where he saw Elvis at 1,000 feet in Memphis in 1992.
Good race. Gorgeous race. What a race. Oh, and John Force is ablaze. The tires blow off. Force crosses the track, smashes into the wall. This is a horrible incident for John Force. Sliding down the racetrack, still right side up into the dirt. The car, I believe, yes, has flopped over onto its side as we look. Oh, John Force is out of that car, Brock. Well, hard to believe after what we all saw, but John Force, he's in the ambulance, but pronounced pretty fit considering what you went through.
Yeah, Steve, I feel good. Them Safety Safari guys, I love them some guys. I couldn't believe it. She was backwards, and I still had fire, and then I realized there was no body, and they were right on top of me, but then she rolled, and I couldn't figure that out, and just kind of climbed out, but pretty exciting day. But we got a brand new spare one in the trailer, one by Pluger being built. They ain't putting us out of the deal. And the rest of them guys, we took an 800 points lead, and that's what it's all about.
By the time John got to the NHRA Finals in 1992, he needed a miracle to catch Cruz Pedregon. And frankly, he didn't get a miracle, he got one of the oddest rides of his career.
In the first round of qualifying yesterday, the car left the line, the tires spun, the throttle hung wide open, the car made a violent turn, went over on its roof, slid down the drag strip, kissed the retaining wall, and continued to spin around, ended up in the lights upside down. John Force got out of the car. He wasn't hurt. His spirits were still very high. Steve spoke with him.
Hey, she left. We probably run a fairly good number, and throttle just, it smoked the tires and went to pellet, and the throttle hung wide open. It's just one of them things that happens. It's a different body on the car. We did run it at Phoenix. But we ain't out of this race. Cruz Petragon's horseshoes are holding, obviously. But we got another car in the trailer. We can get back, fix this one maybe, mainly get back in the game for the fans, because that's why we're here. The money's dead. It's over unless we win this thing, and we're going to try.
The scene of absolute chaos in Dallas of 2007 not only left people wondering where John was on the racetrack, but if he'd ever drive again.
Well, John was a little late. And John, big crash. John has a problem with his car. He comes across, he hits Bernstein. Both cars continue on. John's car is torn well up.
The first 3 races of the 2018 season represented a hellacious stretch for John Force. An explosion in Pomona, California, a crash in Phoenix, Arizona, and another massive explosion in Gainesville.
Cylinder out for Jim. Oh, kaboom for John Force. He destroys a Peak Chevrolet. Johnny had to rattle it. Oh, kaboom for John Force. He blows the body completely off of it, comes across in front of Johnny Lindbergh, and the two of them get together. A scary moment here at Wild Horse. Oh, kaboom for John Force. He just shredded that fan-designed Chevrolet down there about 600 feet.
The last ride we'll take a look at also comes from 2018. This from the Chicago race, a spectacular and scary incident.
And John Force smokes the tires and smacks the wall. 494 for Courtney. But John's car gets sideways and takes a big hit.
This video could have been 2 hours long with the amount of runs and wild passes John Force has made, but that's a look back at 7 of the craziest passes the greatest funny car driver in history has ever taken.